you'd like an emoji, we can get you one as well. G&H Extreme Supercars coming your way now, and a nice field boosted by two imports coming from Cape Town. Marcel Angel and Craig Jarvis in Ferraris for Pablo Clark Racing. They'll be at the front end looking to take on the usual suspects: Charles Orangis, Jonathan du Toit, Davy Olivier, and don't ever take out of the action Anton Cronier in the Subaru.
Greg, is fast becoming one of the most prestigious classes to race in South Africa, the G&H Transport Extreme Supercars, and we are seeing something like 35 or 40 million rand on the start line here. This is serious racing.
Great to see such a big field, and this is what it's all about as they go through the final turn. G&H Transport Racing corner. It's a rolling start. Orangis is now going to dictate the pace. Wait for those lights to go out. The Lamborghini goes around the outside, cuts off Cronier. Cronier tucks in with him. We're on board with Darren Winterberg, who's having an incredible run, and already action through turn one. We've lost the Subaru by the looks of things. Anton Cronier got it all wrong coming out of turn one, and he's put it into the kitty litter. That is going to gift an opportunity for that Lambo to get away from the chasing pack of prancing horses.
Oh, Anton Cronier had such a great qualifying, was definitely one of the favourites. He's out of the running. That has promoted Jonathan du Toit up into second place. There's another look of it just going a little too hot on tyres that maybe not up to temperature yet.
Just got it all wrong there. The all-wheel drive didn't help him out at all, and hopefully he can pull that car out. But we might be under double yellows heading into turn one now. Paul Hill in the KLX BMW fighting with his teammate and Darren Winterberg. Just ahead of them is the first BMW, the baby Beamer we're looking at from this angle from Craig Jarvis's Pablo Clark Racing F430. As they come down to the braking markers for G&H Transport Corner, it is the Lamborghini, the Stradale Motorsport machine out front.
Great to see Charles Orangis back in that Lamborghini and looking so quick and starting to get away from the field now. Jonathan du Toit got his hands full of Craig Jarvis and the rest of the chasing pack. Back looking at Paul Hill, second place at this stage in Class D.
Nice to see BMWs and Ferraris in the mix there. You've got two 3 Series machines, one little 1 Series at the front end. Willem van der Westhuizen, here we go on board with him, the Stradale Motorsport machine. Not the car that he's usually in, the Martini Racing car that he drives. Unfortunately, had a gearbox issue, so he had to go and borrow one of the Stradale cars, and it looks like it's working well for him. He's back in the 360 option though. It's not a 430, so it'll be slightly down on power on the big 4.3 litre V8s.
Well, that was Marcel Angel in third place and starting to put some pressure on Jonathan du Toit, who's closed the gap up in Charles Orangis. So just when Charles Orangis thought he had things under control, it's all tightened up and thrown to mix there. A little baby Beamer has joined the pack.
Throw in Marcel Angel as well, because he's not too far off. Olivier here in the G&H Transport BMW. Oh, as I said that, commentator's curse on Angel. He gets it all out of shape. And unfortunately, there's a full 360. Looks like he might be able to get going again. He's parked on the grass, but if he gets the car started, he should be able to resume and get back on the black stuff.
Davy Olivier there, thankful that he wasn't involved in that little tag moment. We're on board with Paul Hill going into turn one, and a little bit of a tussle there with Darren Winterberg. So some hot racing all the way through the field.
Winterberg is improving every single time he gets behind that machine of his, the Barron's Motor Spares car, all the way from Bulawayo, remember, so another imported driver, but this time an international one, and he is now trying to fend off all the fight that comes from behind. Good drive here from Chiappa, also ever improving, and just behind him, actually pick up on Sun Mudley and Andrew Culbert in new colours for the Bigfoot Express Freight team.
Well, we just saw that Marcel Angel had joined the pack somewhere in the mid-pack, so obviously recovered, but this is another look at exactly what happened coming down the hill. He'll be thankful that it didn't back into the barrier, had some runoff.
Up onto the braking markers towards Sassel Corner now. Winterberg under massive pressure and lots of manoeuvring being put on by the KLX BMW of Hill. Hill and him are extremely close in terms of lap times, and he's now going to try and drive around the outside. If you pull that one off Paulie Hill, that'll be impressive stuff. Darren's giving him some room though, just enough to get through, and now just resumes line astern as they head down towards the final turn.
Looks like at this late stage of the race, Paul Hill got a little more pace, but Darren Winterberg, some experience driving there, making sure he's not giving him an inch where it counts. And we'll see if he can hold on to that position.
I can't believe they're getting 105s out of those BMWs. That's incredible stuff. Speaking of BMWs, problems for Ricky. He pulls in, and looks like John Okara's got an issue there on his machine as he pulls out of race number 1.
Jonathan du Toit right onto the back end of Charles Orangis with the pressure off Jonathan du Toit. He's been able to focus on the battle up in the front, make a good race of it. Charles Orangis heading into traffic now. Greg, this could be a problem.
Blue flags waving frantically to try and warn the people at the back and the back markers that the 2 lead cars are starting to come through. First car they're going to catch is Jimbo John Okara in that big 135 of his. And in fact, news out of the G&H Transport stable is that he's also bought a 430 Ferrari like Jarvis is in right now. So we could have a G&H Transport Ferrari by the next outing.
Craig Jarvis, great drive, like you said, up from Cape Town and getting used to the Zwartkops circuit. He's got used to it very quickly. An impressive drive on the podium there in the car number 11.
great drive from him. Autohouse Angel and Pablo Clark Racing, and of course Panacea, his sponsor, all on board there. Looks like he might still be able to hang on for a top 3 finish here. There we see, it was a late maneuver coming out of Oranges, trying to keep out Dutoy, but he's trying to put these other cars in between him. But fortunately, the flag is out, and he doesn't have to worry about it anymore. Jarvis will come through for 3rd place in Class A+. And Davy Olivier will be the first of the Class B cars across the line. Just behind him, Darren Winterboer, who takes the win in Class D, and then a little bit further back there in Class A, Willem van der Westhuizen eventually taking the win just outside of that top 8. But a good drive there from Calbert as well.
Well, we had a few guys sleeping on the start, but managed to get up to I think about 8th, and then on the downshift I kind of had a bit of a problem getting it into gear, so I thought I'd just call it a day. Also, turn one was full of stones. It was like driving on oil, so I'll call it a day, do a change of car and see how race 2 goes.
Thanks, Gigi. Let's go across now and speak to Willem van der Westhuizen, Class A winner.
Well, I lost the gearbox yesterday on the 430, so Raleigh was kind enough to lend me their 360, but chalk and cheese. It's like getting out of a race car into a road car. The car's a lot softer, a lot easier to drive, but a little bit down on power. But the difference between the GT3 and the Challenge, immense. But it was nice. It's always nice to have a lucky race.
Looking forward to another one now as we set up for race number 2. And all these guys are itching to get back on there, particularly a couple of guys who had issues, being that man there, Anton Cronier in the AF Hydraulics Subaru. Look for him to come through and probably be the most dangerous man on track. He'll probably be fired up for this second heat.
Jonathan Dutoy will be fired up because he's starting in pole position, trying to go around the outside of Charles Oranges, but can he hold on to it? That Lamborghini is very quick into turn 2. Anton Cronier has got through turn 1 safely. He'll be happy about that, just ahead of Darren Winterboer.
3 BMWs going through there as well. And in fact, Gianni Giannacara in the 135 now, changing the cars and giving Jimbo a bit of a rest on the side. Ricky Giannacara will be in Gianni's car. So the G&H boys just doing a little shuffle in the cars to give them an opportunity of still racing the second heat. There's Gianni. There we can see Willem van der Westhuizen and Chiappa. And just behind there, you can see not too good a start there from Calbert. He's got to try and find a way through. Oliver Delay in the Marlboro Crane Hire Porsche just behind them.
You can see there's Anton Cronier trying to make a pass up the inside. He's trying to get through very quickly here. We also saw there another great start from Davy Olivier in that baby beamer. He's looking good. Anton Cronier's on the move though as we go back to the front with Jonathan Dutoy.
Olivier had a big look there, and Jarvis had to go defensive. I don't think Jarvis is going to realize how quick that little baby beamer is. He does now though. He knows just how quick it is. Angel fighting with Cronier. Then you got Paul Hill ahead in the BMW battle. The leading BMW now in that little battle we saw in race 1 is Paul Hill, but there looks like there might be a little bit of some fluid coming out of the back of that car. Hopefully it's not going to be terminal.
There we see plenty of dicing going through the field. That's the 73 of Willem van der Westhuizen, also fighting from towards the back of the field, and a couple of Porsches to deal with just in front of him. But this is what it's like to go through turn 3 in a very, very quick Ferrari.
How awesome was that camera shot as well? That GoPro's mounted right on the jaw piece of his helmet, so slightly different maneuvering here from our TV crew. Up towards the top of the hill, the leader's getting away. Jarvis comfortable in 3rd. A bit of pressure now coming for 4th place, and I think Davy Olivier might be up for the challenge. No, he's going to allow the Subaru through, but he's not going to let Marcel Angel through.
That's for sure. Anton Cronier was on a move and a little bit quicker than Davy Olivier as we go on board with him and possibly tuck in behind that Subaru and hopefully make his way up towards Craig Jarvis, who's just ahead of him.
I'm loving the little battle that's happening here between Cronier and Jarvis. Jarvis trying to keep him out. He's going to go defensive, and he's not going to make it easy for Cronier through turn 1. Ferrari versus Subaru as they head down towards turn 2 now, trying to close in on these two. I don't think they're going to catch Dutoy. Dutoy is in very good nick here today. We saw how quickly he closed in on that Lamborghini. There you can see Sun Mudley fighting just ahead of Willem van der Westhuizen. The 26 car also having a great run there is Andre van der Merwe. Remember, he stepped out of Porsches and back into a Ferrari now, and he's loving life being part of the 360 challenge. How close was that? Wow! Incredible stuff coming out of Cronier, and Jarvis just got out the way. Good move.
Shows you how fired up Cronier is from that first heat, going off in turn 1. He's coming through from Hell or High Water, and there, great move on Jarvis, and moves up into that 3rd place. The question is, can he close up on the front 2? Setting the track alight at 103s.
Gianni Giannacara in the 135i, trying to keep out a very, very hard charging machine behind him. Now you can see Cronier has closed. Has he got enough time though? Can he get through on the Ferrari and the Lamborghini? That Lamborghini Trofeo is so nimble through the corners, but of course you've got an all-wheel drive car behind you, and this is a car that really can set this track alight.
Well, just taking a look at the lap times this day. Oh, there's a big mistake going into turn 1. There's Loris Chiappa there. That's just outbreaking himself, trying to make a move on the final stage of the race. This is another move. It's the Lamborghini looking for a way past Jonathan du Toit, and Charles Ranges no way through there.
Ranges is putting massive pressure. He realizes Cronier's there, so he needs to put a buffer between himself if he wants to take the win. Watch for the late maneuver. How's that great? Great driving coming out of Lamborghini. He's going to be latest on the brakes. Can he sneak through? Oh, he squeezed the Trans-Africa Racing Ferrari to the outside of the track. They are now side by side. Could possibly go 3x3 into turn 1. This is brilliant stuff coming out of Extreme Supercars.
No holding back here, Greg, and we got a new race leader, Charles Ranges. Saw Anton Cronier coming and decided it was time to go now. Jonathan du Toit got his hands full of that Subaru right behind him. This is a three-way battle to the checkered flag.
He's in the worst position he can be in the thick of it. There is the baby Beamer, and Davy Olivier has pulled away from the rest of his challengers. Darren Winterberg nowhere near him. Gianni Giannacaro has done the same thing, and look at that, the Ferrari has lost ground to the Lamborghini. The checkered flag is out, and there's not enough time here unless there's a mistake from that Lamborghini heading into these last 2 corners.
A couple of Ferraris dicing for the final, a few spots inside the top 5, and you know it's going to come down to the wire. In fact, Anton Cronier's made a little mistake on this final lap and dropped a little way back. That's taken the heat off Jonathan du Toit, but it's going to be the 21 of Charles Ranges.
Ranges comes through and takes the victory ahead of Jonathan du Toit. Anton Cronier comes through for 3rd place in Class A+. Jarvis and Marcel Angel make it A+, 1 to 5. Class B, Davy Olivier, a great effort from him, and Darren Winterberg in Class D taking the win. We caught up with Charles after race 2.
But that was something else. The whole race I pressed Jono, and I mean at that point I don't know what side to go anymore. And luckily I pressed him into a mistake, and went from there. I lined him up through turn 7, and the rest is history. Just glad I got past him eventually, because that makes